Hello, hello. Okay, today is going to be very yoga-fied. So we're going to work on mobility and pick in a little bit of flexibility, core strength. I'm just going to move this very slightly. There we go. Great. So we're going to start standing up, although you can't see my head. But that's fine. My head is just relaxed. I'm going to roll my shoulders up, back and down, and I'm going to stretch my arms up, take them all the way overhead, interlacing my fingers, turning my palms up towards the sky, and just feeling a lovely stretch. Taking it over to one side, reaching, inhaling to center, and exhaling over to the other side. So just keep doing that. So all I'm doing is side bending, reaching the arms, careful not to rotate and drop your shoulders, and exhaling over to the other side. Just give me two more on each side. Oh my goodness, there's some sunshine. I haven't seen some sunshine for ages. One more to each side. And then when you've done your last one, we just bring ourselves back to the middle. You're going to drop your arms down by your side. You're going to look down towards your toes. You're going to squeeze your belly in. And we're going to take a roll down. Slowly to the floor. Enjoying that lovely stretch, holding your breath at the bottom, and then exhaling, rolling all the way back up again, just stacking your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, always rolling your shoulders at the top, and then letting them drop forward, chin drops to chest again, and we roll it down again. So we're just going to do 3 or 4 spinal rolls. Every time you roll down, try and get that a little bit further, perhaps straightening out the knees a little bit more, but not completely straight. You want to feel the belly of your hamstrings stretching out. Slowly down. Taking a long deep breath in, exhaling on the roll up. So on this next roll, we're going to hold it down to the floor. So we roll it down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Hit the floor. Get your fingertips pressed down to the ground. Take them a little bit further forward than your eye gaze. And then push your legs, extending one at a time, bending, extending, working through the lower back into those hamstrings. Lovely sway through the hips. Nice long deep breaths. Then come to center and do a few of the legs together. Stretching out best you can. And then bring your fingertips back. Take your hands, interlace them behind the base of your spine. Staying in that forward fold, just lift your arms up on the exhale and inhale back towards the spine. So we're just opening out the fronts of the shoulders. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Just a couple more of those. Hold that stretch just for a few moments. See if you can just straighten your legs a tiny bit more. And then bring the hands back to the base of the spine. Release your fingers, let them drop down to the floor. We're going to take a little walk forward, bringing ourselves down into a plank. Holding your plank for a moment. Take your weight forward slightly beyond your wrists. Squeeze the belly. Now push back into your heels by lengthening out your knees. Squeeze the buttocks, squeeze the top parts of your thighs. Draw the belly in, but pull the shoulders away from those ears. So be long. Squeeze deep and just hold here for another 10 seconds. Gently lifting your hips very slightly, keeping that tailbone tucked. And then we drop the knees to the floor and we're going to sink back into child pose. Make it active. Reach the fingers forward, elbows off the floor, melt your head and chest down between your shoulders. And then we're going to roll through and come up onto our hands and knees. So we're going to take our left leg back. So I'm just going to turn onto my side to an angle. Left leg swings back. In fact, I'm going to mirror you. And our right arm comes forward. So find your balance. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to do 2 different exercises in one. So we're going to curl under, elbow to knee, tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly in, reach away, and then bring the knee and the elbow round to the side, take it away, and curl it under again. So you lift, around to the side. My elbow and knee are doing the same thing, pulling in towards the waistline, and then curve it and reach. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to curve it in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, bring it around to the sides. 4 more. Curl it, scoop the belly in, tuck everything in tight, lengthen, around to the side and back. 3, got 2 more left to do. Squeeze. 1 more. Up and around, lengthen away and lower it down. Cat stretch. Tucking everything in, and then the opposite way, cat-cow, shoulders back, bottoms in the air, let your lower back just dip down, and then do it again. And then lift your eye gaze, lift your bottom. Come back onto your hands and knees, swap over to the other side. So this time, you're taking your right leg behind, your left arm forward, you're reaching, finding your balance. We start in a neutral spine, and then we curl under, squeezing everything in, lengthening away, and then out and around to the sides. Let's get those hips moving. Let's get those buttocks active. And pull around. Look, I'm kicking my Christmas tree decorations. Squeeze. And that arm that's on the floor, just be slightly soft in the elbow so you're not putting too much pressure into the shoulder joint, and that your muscles are taking some of the weight. 4 more. Curl it. Reach away. Take it high and squeeze it around. As you curl under, you squeeze the belly in tight. So you're really creating that curve in the spine. One more. Big curl under. Big lengthen away. Big squeeze. Lengthen 1 more time. And drop it down. Good. Just take a little wriggle through the spine. Just keep everything moving. And then we're going to tuck those toes under, and we're going to lift up into downward facing dog. Take a walk through this. Lots of bending, extending through the legs. Waking up the hamstrings and the calves. And then bend the knees together. Drop them down to a little hover. Lift them back up, extend, push the heels to the floor. Bend them. Lift them up, extend. Go again. Bend, just not quite touching the floor. Lift up 1 more time. And then lengthen them out. Now let's dip lower. Lengthen those arms. Softly drop the chest down. We're going to inhale, roll forward about halfway. And then your right leg is going to step out to the side. You're going to open out and twist the body. Come back down. Return the leg. Lift back up. Roll forwards halfway. Bring the other leg around. Give it a helping hand if you need to. Take your own time if you want. Twist. Drop it back. Lift it up. Repeat that 4 times each side. Come forward. Drop down. Pause. Twist. Don't rush it. Come back down. Abs on. Bring it back. Not everyone's hips happily come as far forward, so you just give it a little push if you can. Try and keep the knee above the ankle. And spin it back. Squeeze and turn that body. And lengthen the leg that's behind you. So you keep that tension running through. Good, we're going to do 1 more each side. Big step forward. Open out. drop it down, lift the hips, and to the left, twist, drop the hand, come all the way back, pause on that downward facing dog, stretch back through those legs, look forward one more time and bring that right leg forward, drop your back knee. Bring your foot a little bit closer in, taking the right hand to the other side, bring the left hand to the inside of the foot, and then just move from hip flexion to a hamstring stretch, sinking down, lift your chest, lift your eye gaze, push back, curve your spine, drop your chest, drop your eye gaze. So we just work on lengthening the spine here, getting it straight as possible, and then let it go here and forward. So just being active the whole time, just keeping the body moving the whole time, elongating out, waking everything up. Just one more time, going forward, push back, and then come back to the center, tuck your toes under, bring that hand inside the foot, swing that leg back, downward facing dog, roll yourself forward, hold a plank again. So again, just scan the body, pull your head away from your neck, push the floor away, but soften your shoulder blades, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt, push back into your heels, draw the belly in, 10 more seconds, just holding here, be strong, keep the breath going, and then we're going to lift our hips all the way back up. Going to step our left leg outside of that hand, lower the knee back, walk the foot in, bring the hand over the other side, sink down and lift tall. And then slowly push back, stretch that hamstring. Come forward, lift up, and push back. And again. Lengthen, 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 but sink into those hips, pull your shoulders back, and then hamstring stretch. And again. Last time. Bring yourself forward, bring that hand back inside, swing the leg back, come up, downward facing dog, take a little walk, wriggle the hips a little bit, let some movement flow a little bit more through the spine, through the shoulders. Then press your heels down, let's melt our chest out really deep, beautiful V shape, lifting up through the hips. 2 more breaths. And then we roll forward and we bring our knees to the ground. Quick closed knee child's pose. Lengthen the arms, let your head and chest melt down. Then we're going to bring ourselves up. I want you to drop down onto your left elbow. Take your right hand slightly wide. And I want you to slide your right leg up behind. Now that leg is going to cross over, tap down. We're going to lift it up and take it out and as wide as we can and drop it to the outside of your hip. So lift it up, big swing around, tap it down. Lift it all the way up, big circle. Try and bring it as far forward as it can go and take it all the way back. Just keep going. My dog is squeaking at the door. 2 seconds. Yeah, come here. 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 Up. Sit down. So where are we? Big lifts. Okay, I'm going to have an annoying dog now. Keep going, lift up and round. I will get rid of them again. 4 more. He just wants loads of attention. 3 more. Last 2. Come on, big lift, big lift, big lift. Now that last one, lift up and drop it to the outside of your hip. Rest it down for a couple of seconds or a couple of breaths. Take the weights onto that left knee. Look towards that foot, lift it up, and give me some little circles on the spot. Keep going, keep going. Come on, circles, circles, circles. Circles, circles, up. Good boy. Sit, sit. And keep going. Now let's reverse it. Big, big circles. 11, 10, 9. Come on, lift your leg higher. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it. Lift it up one more time. And then drop it down to the ground. Slide yourself up so you're sitting on top of that knee. If your knees don't like it, cushion it. Or put a cushion underneath your shin to take the pressure off the knee joint. And then turn your toes slightly out. And then lean down and take a side bend over. We inhale, float all the way up. Can you reach down towards the floor and raise the other arm? Come all the way back up and repeat. Little windmill motion. As you slide down, you get that stretch in the inner thigh. Turn your chest up towards the sky. If you can't quite come to the floor, because I've got quite long arms, so it's quite easy for me, but actually some people struggle to get down there. You can just come all the way up, hand to the hip, and just reach the arm over there. That's also fine. Okay, whatever works for you. Slide away. All the way up. Reach over. Come on. Squeeze the tummy and squeeze your butt. 2 more. All the way up. Last one. Let's just hold the stretch for a moment. Reach over. Turn your chest up. How far can you slide down that leg? You want to feel that inner thigh underneath of your hamstring. Let's try and rotate a little bit more. And then circle the arm in front. Bring yourself down with your hands. Turn that foot and flatten it on the ground. I'm just going to take my socks off because I'm slipping. Now take it into a deep groin stretch. The knee on the floor comes out to the side. And I'm going to turn my foot out. And then I'm going to drop down to my elbows, lengthen out through my spine, push my hips back and sink them down. So I've got a really strong groin stretch here, inner thighs, adductors, those inner muscles, so the thigh muscles. But I want you to try and lengthen out your spine. So don't sink down and curve the spine. Reach forward and straighten out through the spine. Push your hips back and down. And just breathe into it. And you want it to try and get a little bit stronger the more you stay into it. Keep breathing, keep pushing back, keep thinking lower. Two more breaths. Go that little bit further, ground down that right foot to the floor. And then up with your hands and slide the leg back in. Knees are wide. And you come down into a child's pose. Slide your arms, melt your head, melt your chest. Pull back into your heels as you lengthen out the arms. Take your right arm forward, thread your left arm underneath, and just come into a gentle side rotation. So continue to reach your left arm, wriggling it up the mat as you feed the other arm under. And just turn your chest towards the left to get a little bit more stretch. And if you feel like you can walk your fingers a little bit further over, then do so. Wriggle those fingers back to center. Bend the arm, slide the right arm out from underneath. Bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Good, so we're going to take it through to the other side. So you're going to drop down onto your right elbow with your left arm out to the side. You're going to take your left leg behind, lift it up. We're going to squeeze it back behind the other leg. We're going to lift it up high, take it all the way around and tap it to the left side of that hip. All the way back, tap down. Big lift and tap. Loads of hip mobility. Big breaths. Squeeze those glutes, draw those abs in. Every time you tap down, try and get that a little bit further. Try not to bend the knee. And you want to feel that stabilizing leg doing the work. 5 more. Over. 4. Woo. Keep going. 2 more. And when you've done that last one, drop that leg all the way over to the left. Drop it to the floor for a brief moment. Take a little bit more weight over into the right buttock. Lift the left leg, and let's begin those circles. 11, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5. Lift up as high as you can go. Now draw your abs in as much as you can. Let's reverse it. 12 circles. Come on. 10, 9. Get it higher. Get those circles beautifully done. 6, 5, 4, 3. Last 2. 1 more. And drop it down. Slide it away. Roll up. Turn the toes out. Knee above. Hip above knee, more like. Remember, if you need a cushion, grab a cushion. Take a breath. We're going to slide the arm down, raise the right arm up, turning up towards the sky, and then coming all the way back, dropping your fingertips to the floor, and raising the arm. My dog is usually looked after on this day, not today. So he's in pain. So remember, if you can't reach the floor on that right rotation, just hold onto the hips, the waist, reach there, and then come all the way back. Use your core to get rid of him. Okay. It's okay. Keep going. Further, Enzo. Up. 2 more. Okay, he's gone now. Apologies. Now on that last one, we're going to come down and hold the stretch. You might want to go a little bit further. Let's turn the chest up towards the sky. Let's extend the elbows. Relax the shoulders. Take some nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, just bring the arm up. Lift yourself up. Bring yourself down. Now we're going to turn that foot flat to the ground, pressing the little toe into the floor. The right knee goes further out and you turn the foot out. We're going to lower down to our elbows. Take a breath in, lengthen, and exhale, sink back and down. And just breathe. Just keep working into that stretch. Working into that breath. See if you can drop your bottom back a little bit more. See if you can lengthen your spine a little bit more. And then when you're ready, we come up onto our hands. We slide the legs back in. Oof. And then we go back into that child's pose. We feed our arms forward to begin with. And then the left arm is going to come underneath the right. You're going to drop as far as you can to the shoulder. You can wriggle your fingers forward on the right arm, maybe across the mat a little bit more to the corner. And just hold this for a few moments. Maybe turn your chest a little bit more to the right. And then when you're ready, slide it up. Walk it in. Spin around. And come onto your bottom. Good. Okay. You'll do a bit of a sequence flow of rolling, doing the abs, continuing that constant movement through the body. So before we begin, just bring your hands behind you and sit tall. So physically push the upper part of your body forward, but leaving your bottom behind. Extend these knees completely. Flex your feet, toes in, heels away. Then bring your arms forward, soften the shoulders. Now soften your spine slightly, squeeze the belly and reach beyond those toes. So we're going to do 8 forward reaches. So this is like a dynamic stretch in the hamstrings. You're reaching, you're easing off. 7, one more, and 8. We then roll up, we lift our arms up, and we scoop the belly in. We go back to a gentle half or quarter roll back. We're going to take both arms up, back, and round. All the way up, all the way around. Keep going, that's 3. Do 8 of these, 4, 5, 6. One more. And then gently roll yourself down to the floor. I'm sorry, my dog's misbehaving. He's trying to eat all the Christmas stuff. Arms down by your side. Lift your legs to tabletop. And then extend them up. You can include the arms. We're going to drop opposite arm to leg down for 8. And do 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, slide them down the mat, arms to the sky, roll yourselves up, lift up tall, drop your arms forward in front of the shoulders, and then reach 8 times forward. Sit down. 6. I'm really sorry about my dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. So, and then lift up, arms come high. We sink back. This time our arms are coming forward and we circle behind for 8. So the opposite direction. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and roll it to the floor. Arms up in the air. Legs up into the air. And we drop opposite arm to leg down and away from our bodies. Lengthen. 6, 5, 4, 3. Not quite sure we're doing the right number now. My dog's just completely confused me. And last one. Bend the knees. Slide your legs down. Arms to the sky. Roll yourselves up. Lift up. Lengthen. Arms forward. And then pull forward. Squeeze through the tummy. 5, 4, reach further. 3, last 2. One more. And we roll it up. We lift it up. We scoop back. We're going behind again. We squeeze back and we do big circles. 8, 7. Now fix in tight on that core. 6, 5. Come on, re-roll them. 4, 3. Scoop tight in towards that spine. Last one. And then we roll it down. Arms to the sky. Tabletop. Lengthen. Opposite arm to leg. Presses away. So we're meant to be doing 8 each side. So now I'm going to count this time that I'm not being distracted by a dog. 13, 12, 11, 10, reach, 9, come on, really work those abs, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, come on, lengthen, 3, get as low as you can go, 2, and 1, drop the feet, slide your legs down, arms to the sky, roll it up, reach up tall, arms forward, last dynamic hamstring stretch. Oh, come on, go beyond those toes. 3, 2, and 1. Last time, we lift up tall. We sink it down. We come forward and we circle for 8, 7. See if you can just drop that a little bit further and really fire off those abs. 5. Breathe. 3, 2. One more. And roll it. Arms to the sky. Bring those knees to tabletop. Extend the legs. Let's go. Just going abs to abs here. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, reach, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your feet, slide your legs. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, roll up. Lengthen up. Bend your knees if you need to and catch your feet. Lift and lengthen up through the spine. Always hold there for a breath and then softly drop down and stretch your hamstrings. Chest down, sink it down. Just relax through the shoulders. And then after next breath, roll it up. Now your fingers, you're going to stay pointed towards the buttocks and bring your arms behind you. You're going to bend your knees, feet on the ground, and we're going to lift up into reverse tabletop. We're going to tap the buttocks down, exhale, lift up. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift up. So as you do this, you're trying to get everything into a straight line at the top. Your eye gaze just drifts forward slightly to the ceiling. Try not to let your head tilt all the way back. Give me one more, and let's hold up at the top. So hold here. We're going to hold here for 20 seconds if you can. Feel free to drop down whenever you wish. If you want to challenge, lift one knee or extend the leg, hold. If you're doing one leg, swap it over. Last 8, 7, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it down. Good. Give your arms a little bit of a shake off. Now, hands across the chest, lift the elbows, scoop the belly down. We're going back to that half roll back. Bend the knees, and we're going to do a little leg lift with a little oblique twist. Look at this as like a little kind of breathing exercise between the two bridges. You want more? Come here. Add to the load. Just squeeze, reach. So I'm crunching and turning and crunching and turning. It's a little bit more of a kind of faster move. 16 each side. 6, 5, sorry, 8 each side. 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1. Get hold of the shins, slide your feet together, slide them up, and then just lift your spine and open those knees. Not on the catch around the feet. And just work on your back, your posture, your chest elevated, your shoulders back. Bring your knees together, feet on the ground. This time, rather than fingertips pointing in, we're going to rotate, external rotation of the shoulder, fingers pointing away. When you're ready, push down into your feet, lift back up into that bridge. And we lower down, brush the floor, lift back up for 8. So if your shoulders, your wrists don't like certain moves, you can turn your fingers out to the side and it's more of a neutral position for your shoulders and your wrists. Or if you really want, you can drop down to the floor and just do a normal bridge. You could do it on your elbows, which is a bit of a challenge. Now we're going to hold our last one up. I think we've got one more to do. So lift up and hold for 20 seconds. Your option is again to lift the leg, bent, extended, or not at all. Now squeeze and lift those hips. And if you're doing one leg, swap them over. 8, 7, lift it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Soles of the feet come back out wide. Get hold of those shins. Lift up tall. But take them a little bit further away. And sink forward. So more of a kind of diamond-y shape through the legs. One deep breath. Bring your hands back to the chest, elbows up, scoop down again. And this time we lift up, taking our knees out to the side. So before we were here, this time we're going to do more of a challenge to pull the knees around to the outside of your rib cage. So I was going to say, if you're really struggling with your back, just use your arms to support. And just do me some little movements here. You're still going to work your core. You're still going to work that mobilization of the hips. You can bring your hands to your head. 6, 5, come on, squeeze it. 4, keep those knees turning out. 3, 2, one more. And roll it forward, keeping that diamond shape. Come down again. Use your arms just to ease into the stretch. Roll it up. Good, we're going to spin around, back onto our hands and knees again. You're going to come and find that downward facing dog again. So tuck your toes, lift yourself up, walk through it, reset. Push the heels to the floor, melt your chest. Squeeze the belly to lift your hips up high. You're going to take your left leg up and behind. And if you can, roll forward into a plank. Don't let the leg drop and lift it back up. This is not for everyone. If you don't want to do the one-legged plank roll, just drop the foot down and do it with both. Squeeze the tummy to lift. Down. Lift for 5. 3 more. Down. Lengthen that leg. Last 2. 1 more. Roll forward. Then lift the leg up high. And then bring it forward into pigeon. So sit yourself into pigeon, sink the hips, find that stretch. You might just want to stay here and drop to your elbows and breathe. You might want to lean a little bit more over to the left and stretch your left arm, but holding the stretch back into your left hip. It's up to you. I like to wriggle through mine just to keep everything loose. So just whatever you're doing, good 20-second hold. Continue to breathe. You can hear my dog being destructive in the other room. I really hope he's not doing anything he shouldn't be doing, but I think he is. He's already burst a helium balloon and inhaled the helium, so that'll be interesting. Okay, bring yourself up onto your hands. lift up tall. Bend your back leg, and if you can, take your right hand, catch the right leg, pull the heel in towards the bottom, and then turn your hips and shoulders back around to face the front. Option is to drop down to here and catch the leg here. That's also fine. And just breathe into that stretch. About 10-second hold or so. Release. Bring yourself onto your hands again. Slide the leg back. Downward facing dog. Take it for a walk. It's always nice to keep it moving. Heels pressed to the floor, legs straight. Melt the head, the head and chest down. Options to lift your right leg and we roll forward into a plank and lift it back up for one. Or just use both hands again, both feet, two. Squeeze. 3. So what I'm trying not to do is let the leg drop, which means the hip will drop. So you need to really fight that using your core, using your arm strength. 2 more, that's all you got, just 2 more. Last one, lift the leg all the way up. And then float it through to pigeon. And let's stretch the buttock on this side. So you might want to stay here on your elbows. You might want to reach over to the left, stretching your right arm. Entirely up to you. Like I said, I like to stay and wriggle through it. Just make sure you're breathing. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly come back up onto the hands, bending the back leg, catching the foot with the hand, drawing the heel to bottom, and then pulling the hip and shoulder back around to the front. Stretching out that left thigh. Drop down to the buttock if you need to be down here. That's also fine. And work it there. Totally your choice. Just hold for a couple more breaths. And then we carefully release the leg at the back. Hands under the shoulders. Tuck those toes. Lift up one more time into that downward facing dog. Push the heel down. And lengthening everything out. And then we begin to walk our hands back to our feet. And let your body hang, just like you did at the beginning in that forward fold. And then we scoot the belly in and we begin that roll up. Carefully stacking the spine. Take it into that lovely shoulder roll that we always do. Staying firmly on your feet, open your arms all the way up, interlacing the fingers, toeing the palms. Come over into a gentle stretch, gently pushing the hips over, lengthening the elbows. Take a breath here. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. Taking a breath here. And then bring yourself, lift up tall. So breathe in, and on the exhale, we bring ourselves down. Bow down towards the floor, all the way down. Roll it all the way up. Clap yourselves. Fabulous. Lovely little stretchy, quite easy one for you there, I reckon. Anyway, thank you. Woo. And sorry about my dog.